Welcome to the Imagine Golf podcast, Beyond the 19th. I'm your host, Raj Narayan, and today we catch up with one of our very new Platinum members, Peter Ishak from Ishaks Conveyancing. Peter shares his journey of moving to Australia as a young lad from Egypt, his dream of becoming a police officer, and his journey of building an exceptional conveyancing business at Ishaks over the past 2 decades. Hope you enjoy. Peter, I've only known you for a short time. It feels like I've known you for years. It's fantastic to have Ishaks and yourself as members of our Imagine community. Delighted to learn more about you. So welcome on the podcast.
Thank you for having me. Much appreciated. Very excited. Thank you.
Fabulous. So, you're a man and an enigma in itself. So I just thought, look, why don't we learn about who Peter Ishak is as a man? So let's start at the beginning. Tell us a bit more about your early days. Where did you grow up? What is your background? Tell us a bit more about yourself.
Thank you. Okay, so born in Egypt. I'm Egyptian. I was born in Egypt, came to Australia in 1989. And one sister and came here with mum and dad. We lived in Melbourne for 6 years. And then dad couldn't find any work at the time and we got an opportunity in Sydney and we migrated to Sydney. So my heart still belongs to Melbourne. Don't hold that against me.
Place with the terrible weather.
I know. But so Melbourneian at heart, but Sydney my whole life. Yeah. Grew up here.
Oh, fantastic. So, what did you study? Where did you go? Tell us a bit about...
So I had a unique, experience coming into education from Egypt to Australia. So I finished in year 5 in Egypt and I came straight to third term year 7. So I actually skipped all of year 6 and 3/4 of year 7. And that was just dad, putting the pressure on the school to say, test him and if he fails, make him repeat. Okay. So I went straight to year 7. So I finished school, high school,
a bit early
16.
Then. Yeah,
2 years up my sleeve. And I went and did a few different things and I wanted to be a police officer. That was my original desire. So ultimate goal was a prosecutor. Yeah. Mum and dad kind of had different ideas. They weren't pleased with that. So I forgo that. In fact, I went and did the aptitude test at Hyde Park back then. You do a test.
For becoming a police officer?
For the police, yep. And I passed the test.
Yeah.
And I went home excited to share with mum and her reaction shut me down relatively quick.
Is that because they feel like it's
the danger,
not safe, danger?
Yeah. So I had to kind of put that aside and then I began to look at other options. I began doing a conveyancing diploma for a little while and that was all about just learning property. Had a little bit of an interest in property, not much. Did that for 2 years and then I quit. I went back to the police force, thought I'm a little bit older.
Okay, you could make your own decisions there.
Yes, although I thought I'd convince mum. So I applied again, I got accepted again and mum said no again. Okay. So I kind of put that dream aside and then I went back. I did a 8 months degree in criminology at Macquarie. And I got advice that wasn't really going to pay the bills. It's not what you see on TV. And so I went back to conveyancing and then the rest is history. I got a job offer and took it from there.
Fantastic. So criminology is quite interesting, isn't it? I'm a big watcher of all the detective shows.
Me too.
So I feel like that would be such a cool thing to do. Yep. So why is that there's no... There's no money in it? Because there's no crime in Australia, maybe.
Oh, no, there's definitely
not too many murders.
Not too many. Look, now, I think it was more reality versus perception. I think, you're going back now almost 30 years. And at the time, my perception of what criminology would look like was based on a lot of Americanized concepts. So that wasn't really the reality here in Australia at the time. It wasn't as glamorous as I thought it was. I mean, I was a youngster. I was still in my early 20s. And my perception of it wasn't, didn't meet reality. So I was very fortunate that I had someone that took me under their wing and said, look, it's not what you think it's going to be. Yeah. And I listened and property kind of became my avenue. Mind you, after I finished my advanced diploma in conveyancing, I actually applied to the police force a 3rd time.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So it's been on my heart.
It's been in your heart. Yeah.
It still is. This is, a lot of people don't know this. It still is. Every time we have the privilege of representing a lot of police officers, detectives, and every time one of them is a client, I get this check in my heart, for lack of a better word, that, that kid that wanted to be that. So not to say that I don't love what I do now, I absolutely love it, but it's something that's in there. I've always had something for the police force. I think it had to do with helping people and being able to be a protector.
Yeah.
And I think I'm doing that now from a different angle.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
Protecting their property and their wealth.
Yes.
So look, obviously conveyancing, you've been, you had a long career in conveyancing.
Yep.
So talking about that, let's start with Ishaks. You started in 2003.
Yep.
So tell us a bit more about that journey. Obviously, you took up a job as a conveyancer. So how did that become a business? And tell us a journey about how you started Ishaks.
So my last year doing my advanced diploma, I was walking through the corridors, and back then you would know, I think they're still around today, pins on the boards with job offers, and if you want a flatmate, you'd put a pin on the board.
We do have that now at university.
Yeah. So there was one for a firm in Bankstown that was looking for specific things: a qualified solicitor, 4 years experience, and knowledge in property law. I was not a solicitor. I had no experience and had no knowledge, but I took it anyway.
So you were good at giving a sales pitch.
I was a salesman. Yeah, I still am actually. That's how I got my wife, but that's another story.
Yeah.
So basically, I took it. I rang the boss, who's actually till today one of my mentors, and I went in and I shared that I've only got 6 months to go. Have a chance on me, unpaid. I'd like to work for you. I'd like to learn from you, and he took me on board. Okay. I stayed there for just under 7 years, 6 and a bit years. And,
not unpaid, I hope.
No, I eventually earned $1.
Good,
I learned everything I know from him as far as people. And then it was crossroads. It was either partnership with his family and himself, or to go out on my own. And I decided to make that step, and I ventured on my own. I had a little bit of a hiatus, for lack of a better word. I did a little bit of ministry work and charity work with the churches. And then I decided, well, I need to earn $1. So I got into conveyancing, and I started working from my garage over at Blacktown. I had a little townhouse and opened up an office in my garage. And that was early 2003.
Oh, fantastic.
And that's where Ishaks was born.
Yeah. What a great story. Because I remember back in the day, I used to do telesales jobs where it was commission only.
Yes.
So in those days, you were allowed to employ people for paying them nothing.
Yep.
These days, you'd be arrested.
Doesn't
You'd be arrested and put in
Yep.
prison. But I remember having those jobs as well, where you don't get paid and all you're doing is all this work. But
And valuable experience came from that. I mean, I think that opportunity allowed my foot in the door, and perhaps likewise for you. I think today that's a bit neglected. Obviously, there are certain rules and regulations that govern how people operate today.
Yeah.
But I think education is priceless. And
on the job is amazing as well, to actually be trained by someone. Exactly. And I've had a sales role all my life. Even though I run a business, in the end of the day, I'm a salesman as well. And I find that comes from that early days where I was just doing telesales or whatever the sales that was, but only commission based makes you really very sharp. Because if you don't sell, it's almost like you don't kill, you don't eat. So you have to be focused. Yeah, you have to be results driven.
Yeah.
Whereas now, sometimes I feel like sometimes people get too comfortable. There is a bit of that. So tell me, Peter, tell us about Ishaks and tell us about the business and what you do.
So Ishaks is a property law and conveyancing practice. So what we do is assist clients that are buying and selling real estate in Australia by taking care of the legal part of that journey. That's conveyancing, right? From that, there are a lot of branches that come out of it. There is a lot of emotion during that journey that clients feel. There's negotiations with agents, there's worry about finance, there's uncertainty regarding contract terms. Our role at Ishaks is to simplify and navigate that for the clients. So we do that on a national scale, whether a client is doing anything on the eastern seaboard, Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, Western Australia, or anywhere else. So number one, we're a national firm. Number two, we deal with residential, commercial, industrial acquisitions, and we also deal with sale and purchase of business. So it's very, very diverse. The clients could be buying a $10 million childcare centre in Melbourne, or they could be buying a $600,000 apartment in Homebush, and everything in between. So our goal is to make sure that we provide a very broad service to clients dealing with property. That's generally the crux of what conveyancing is. And obviously we do that with a little bit of a point of difference in that we personalize that and understand our client's journey and what they're going through. Ishaks is a family to me. It's my heartbeat. And I think a lot of the stuff I'm going to share may come across as cliche because everyone loves their business, or you'd like to think so. Conveyancing wasn't my first choice, as I said earlier. It was the enforcing of the law in the police. But I realized that when I decided to take on conveyancing, I am still helping people in a different avenue.
Yeah.
Ishaks is a conveyancing practice specifically dedicated to assisting clients who are buying, selling, leasing property in Australia. We're a national firm. We operate nationally. The business started from the garage and now has grown to just under 30 people. So it's still a small business, but relatively busy. We basically have a fundamental component of making sure that we are trying to personalize the conveyancing process.
Yeah.
And that's probably the biggest difference between Ishaks and others, in that conveyancing can be seen and is a transaction. You are simply doing a journey between you and a seller or a buyer or a vendor, and you need someone to facilitate the legalities. What a lot of people don't understand is there is a very, very strong emotional and legal element in that, and the two cross. So our tagline is where professional meets personal. And we try to ensure that we understand the client's needs. We understand that this is a very important transaction for them. And we understand that it's probably one of the most expensive transactions they're going to have.
Yeah.
Other than perhaps a marriage or a divorce, depending which way you look at it. So they are spending quite a bit of money, and our job is, our privilege is to guide them through that journey. So Ishaks is a conveyancing practice that basically focuses on that on a personal level. And that's us in a nutshell.
Oh, that's a great explanation. And look, obviously I've been to your office a few times, and the biggest thing I see as I come through is all those slogans and the ethos of the business. You can see as you walk in, even as I come up the stairs, I can see the quotes, and I walk in and chatting to Amanda, she says you're a big believer in books, and getting those amazing quotes. I read a lot.
Yes.
And I read a lot, and I'm a big believer as well of talking, about these things. But you've really built that culture around it. Tell us a bit more about that, because you can feel it as you walk in, that whole, the ethos of what Ishak stands for.
Yeah, I think I've learned, we're so privileged. I think anybody that understands the beauty of reading, I think it is such a powerful tool for everybody, because you've got phenomenal minds and phenomenal mentors at your fingertips in your home.
Yes.
So I've got individual mentors in my life. My father is my mentor. He taught me the gift of giving, and he taught me how to be a good person. My ex-boss, George, who I would always name, George Shad is my ex-boss. He is a mentor of mine, and I have utmost respect for him. He taught me how to be a good businessman, and he taught me how to value people before valuing commodities. And then I've got a mentor from church by the name of Martin, and he taught me godliness. That's in my world. But outside of those three, we have access to hundreds, as you would appreciate, mentors that put their thoughts and brains and emotions and journey into a book that I have access to into their lives.
Yeah.
And I think understanding that has empowered me a great deal. So one of the fundamentals about my business is that I realized where I want to take it, I can't take it alone. There is going to be a certain lid that I can't go over. I need a team with the same vision, same hunger, same drive to be able to buy into the vision and buy into me first. And once I get that team, my job is twofold. A, to empower them so that they can be the best they can be. And B, to collectively make sure that we're united towards that vision. And that's the whole concept behind our culture. My biggest role at Ishaks is my team first and foremost. And that may sound a little bit unorthodox, because people say, well, hold on, what about your client? If I don't take care of my team, and if I don't empower and equip my team to buy into the ethos of who we are, I can't take care of my clients. So my ultimate goal is always to ensure that my team is equipped with the standards that we thrive for, so then they can deliver that to our ultimate client. So when you come in and you see all the slogans and all the things that we've got on the walls and how we operate, that is intentional, because I need the team to understand how we're driven. My drive is excellence. My drive is over delivery. My drive is delighting our clients. So I can't do that on my own, and nor can I do that with the wrong team around me.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic, because look, there are so many companies and businesses, and everybody talks about, we have our values and we have our, culture and so forth. But what I find really interesting is that it's almost like a living, breathing entity. Like you can feel it when you walk into Ishak's office,
Yep.
and it's everywhere on all the walls and so forth. But not only that, any member of the team that I meet, they still believe in all of those things. They always talk about the quotes you put in the group chats or whatever, and the books you give them to read and so forth. So I think they're fantastic. Well done. Huh?
80% of our work, if not more, is people.
People, exactly.
Conveyancing is honestly probably 20%. I think if we and in most industries, I think if you understand people and if you're able to connect and resonate with people, I think the rest is really a byproduct of that.
Yeah, because I'm a big believer. There's this book called Retention Point, and I give it to all of my team because we are a member-driven business. Like we're all about serving our members and building a community. And I always tell them, it says in the Retention Point, people talk about sales and we're salesmen, and it says, when does a sale finish? And this book talks about, saying the sale finishes when they renew at the end of 1 year.
Yeah.
So when they come make a commitment to do something again with you, or if in your case it could be when they come for the second property or whatever it is, the second transaction. And so if you always think that, that sale is finished and move on, that servicing is the part that differentiates.
100%.
So I'm a big believer in that. So that's why I was very impressed when I walked in. I thought this is exactly all the things I believe in. So fantastic. So that's amazing. Look, you talked a little bit before. You said, other than getting married or divorced, property is the biggest investment. And I think getting married and divorced, the only reason that's more is because people are usually fighting over property.
They're fighting over the property, that's true.
The value is in the property, not the, the old husband or something like that. No way. So obviously it is the biggest decision of their lives, and being part of the journey or anything that can smooth it, make it seamless is really brilliant. So, tell us a bit more. I mean, if you're doing some business with Ishak, tell us a bit more about the process or the interaction with the client.
Sure.
How does it work? Just lead us through this journey.
I think what's, I guess the first thing to identify is what exactly do we do? It's probably very, very important. So, conveyancing is really the exchange of a particular item between two parties. Where we come in is our job is to facilitate that process. Our job is to review contract documentation or prepare in some cases to ensure that both parties' interests are protected, particularly of course the party we're working for, and then to guide the client to achieve what they wanted. Now, what's involved in that process is a lot of education to the client. But they're coming to us to trust that we're going to be able to guide them every step of the way. So in dealing with Ishaks, the first thing that you'll get with us is, I guess, our points of difference. Number one, availability is critical. There are scenarios where clients need access or business partners need access to us outside of what is expected today to be normal business hours. That's never been Ishaks. Ishaks is available to take calls and deal with clients at 8 p.m. on a Friday night, or attend auctions at 10 a.m. on a Sunday, or deal with matters after an open home on a Saturday. That availability has been a fundamental component since day one when I first started this business from my garage. Being available is critical. The second component of Ishaks is speed. We're in a day and age where with interest rate changes, with massive competition over properties at auctions, with opportunities coming, whether you've got a buyer's agent that's helping you find a property and they need decisions done very, very quickly, being available but not delivering quickly enough is a waste of time. So it's not helpful if you call me at 8 p.m. on a Friday and say, Pete, I'm trying to stop this thing before it goes to auction tomorrow. I need the contract reviewed. I need work done. I need you to negotiate. And then I don't action that till Tuesday. It's inconsequential that I answered your call. It's a waste of time. So speed and availability. Number three, experience. And that's very important. And I think this is the biggest part. If you're to ask me, what is the biggest part that's being overlooked by your industry or in your industry, it's the critical legal protection that you as a consumer need when buying a property or selling a property. And that's something that I've been working very, very hard to try and teach people to understand the importance of it. Now, I'm biased. Conveyancing is what I do. But in reality, if a contract is missed or a clause is overlooked or misstructured, the consequences are tens if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. And yet, people look at conveyances in a way that is an afterthought. So I'll value an agent that's going to help me buy a property, and I'll pay that agent 2 or 3%, 20, 30, 40K. But then I'll negotiate a few $100s on the person that's going to facilitate the property. That's probably the biggest thing in our industry. And we work on really delivering that notice. So experience is critical. We're well experienced in residential, commercial, and industrial property. We have a national presence. If a client is buying or selling, whether it be New South Wales or WA or Queensland, we're able to assist them, or any of the other states. And that makes us a little bit of a point of difference as well.
Yeah. And I find that, that's really interesting what you said about you spend so much money with the agent, but what you do in the legal documentation is probably what is going to stick with you
100%.
for the duration of this contract, right?
Yeah.
Because I've bought and sold properties, but once you have a real estate agent, then you never see them again.
Yeah.
Because you move to
until
a different
the next
geography.
transaction.
Well, because I sold a property in Brisbane, I'm never going to deal with those people again.
Yeah.
I'm in Sydney, that's finished.
Yeah.
Whereas whatever the contract was, I still have. That's kind of the. I suppose that's brilliant. But look, I love the whole thing about being available, but speed. I'm a big believer as well in speed. Getting things done fast is
especially today. Especially
in this day and age.
And our job is beyond just delivering the needs of conveyancing. We view Ishaks as a holistic approach.
Yeah.
So while I know that my job is to review and negotiate a contract for you and help you settle, I also know that at Ishaks, my job is to help you get through the transaction quicker than another party. Yeah. My job is to review the contract quicker so that the 2 or 3 or 4 other buyers that are competing with you, while their solicitors are not available at night or on the weekend, yours is, and you've got an edge in that regard. My job is to bring 30 years worth of experience with the team to be able to identify certain flaws in the contract that perhaps can protect your interest, or to give you negotiation tips with the agent.
Yeah.
So Ishaks doesn't deliver a box service of conveyancing. We over-deliver to empower our clients beyond the conveyancing game. Yeah. And that's kind of like how we proposition ourselves in the industry.
Fantastic. So it's great to hear. Where to next, Peter? What does the future hold for Ishaks?
I think 22 years in, it's been a phenomenal journey. I still refer to myself as a dinosaur, but I'm surrounded by a great team now that are helping me kind of get out of my comfort zone and do things such as this, which is remarkable. Thank you for the opportunity. So I think the next thing for us is really becoming more of an authority, and now letting people know about us.
Yeah.
I kind of haven't utilized social media much up until the last 12, 18 months. And now we've got a team that's allowing us to kind of go out there and create a presence. Yeah. So next for us is twofold, I guess, presence and empowerment. For me personally, it's to build the team and the young ones in the team that are now building up, the young lawyers, the young conveyancers, to take over. So mentoring for me is a big aspect of what I'm doing now within the industry. And just working to teach these younger people, not necessarily just the legalities, they're across that, but understanding the concept of business.
Yeah.
Understanding how business is structured so that when they do establish their own, they've got the right foundation. And again, it's all about people. So that's kind of where we're going. We've just had a phenomenal milestone, which I'd love to share. So we've just hit over 1,000 5-star Google reviews.
Oh, fantastic.
And this is coming from someone that never used to look at that for like 18 years.
Yeah.
So, or a bit longer. So next for us is 2,000 5-star Google reviews. And really just to go out there and change the perception of what conveyancing is. It's something that I've taken on board with all my heart.
Yeah, no, fantastic. I love that. I'm a big believer, you'll see Imagine Golf and myself everywhere.
Yep.
I'm a big believer that it doesn't matter how great it is, everybody needs to know about it.
Yeah.
So social media, these days, that's, when I started Imagine Golf, I don't even think I had an Instagram account.
Yep.
But now I do, I have all of the above. Because I worked in large corporate all my life. So in large corporate, there's no need to have social media. But obviously, in smaller businesses, it's key. And I think these days, a lot of business happens through social channels. So fantastic. That's awesome.
Yes, so I'm being told by the young crew in the office. So we finally got an Instagram account.
Oh, fantastic. Yep. Anytime you want to, just collaborate with us and we'll share your posts.
Thank you.
That's awesome. So the one thing I was going to say, though, is now that you've got an amazing team and they're doing all the work, surely it begs the question, you have more time for golf soon. Soon, coming up, more time for golf.
Look, it's coming up. The timing with Imagine has been great. Yeah. Firstly, the association didn't come from golf. It came from the relationship. Yeah. You guys are amazing. And I'm getting a lot of signs from different places that I should really consider golf a little bit more seriously. So as you know, I'm not a golfer yet.
Yeah.
But 2026, I think, is going to change that.
Beautiful.
So my background is basketball and tennis, and other sports, but golf is something that I'm going to have to factor in. I know there's an old saying, business is done on the golf course.
Yes.
But I think the attraction to imagine outside of that is the contagious nature that you have in pulling the right people in. And I think associating myself with the right industry and the right people is critical. Networking is very powerful with the right people.
Totally agree.
Right, with the right people.
I always say it's all about who's at your table, who's sitting there with you. And we are an inclusive group, so we obviously everybody's welcome. But that's where our custom connection system comes in. We have to connect the right people. And I always think that just because there are 5 big businesses connecting here, that doesn't mean 5 small businesses can't connect here. But as long as you put the right people on the right table, then you actually make the right connections. So people are, dealing with equal-sized businesses or engagement. So that's how that works. But absolutely, I'd love to. When you're ready, we'll be happy to help you get into golf.
I'll need some lessons.
Play some golf. Now, look, you are involved in various groups. I've seen your Ishaks as a sponsor of a million things. But one of the things that we in our chats has come up is your charitable work. You are a big believer in supporting a lot of worthy causes. So tell us a bit more about your charitable work as well as
Thank you.
The initiatives you're involved in.
This is probably the most important thing I'm going to talk about. I have 3 families. One is my home family. The second is my Ishaks family. And the third is my chosen charity for me, which is Save Our Sons.
Yes.
You will notice that I probably light up about that a lot more than Ishaks. Save Our Sons is a charity that I got introduced to 10 years ago by one of the developers that we act for. And in short, if I may, it's a charity that supports children with muscular dystrophy. The component there is these boys are missing a link in their DNA genes. And in short, it's a muscle wastage condition. So what that simply means is by a certain age, they are no longer able to use their musculoskeletal muscles, legs and so on. They're bound to wheelchairs. And then as they get a little bit older and progress in that disease, unfortunately, then their organs are also muscles and they begin to waste. So then they need breathing apparatuses. At the moment, it is 100% fatality. Which is very, very sad.
Oh, that's really sad,
It is, and it mainly affects boys. So 98, 99% are boys, generally diagnosed before the age of 10.
So is this something that they get, or is they born with it? Or
well, this is an interesting one. The mother carries the gene.
Okay.
Right? So it's a very, very interesting scenario is that...
But it's dominant in the mother.
It's dominant in the mother, but it's only passed down to the boys in most cases. So diagnosis also doesn't happen early on. I mean, you can be some can get diagnosed at between 2 to 4, some get diagnosed between 4 and 8. So I went to a gala dinner for this charity approximately 10 years ago, and it touched my heart. And we decided to become sponsors, my wife and I, and we have been for 10 years. And the concept behind this charity is, while there's a desire to find a cure for these boys, that's still a way away. What we're focusing on at the moment, and what we've seen over the last 10 years, is 2 things. We've seen an improvement in longevity of life. So some of these boys, unfortunately, were only going to 14, 15, 18 or earlier and passing. What we've seen in the last 10 years is now they're living longer. We're going into our 30s. That's an extra 10 years, give or take, for those parents with their children. That's priceless. But that is not enough. Quality of life. So longevity is great. But the quality of those extra 10 years has been improved by so much work that's been done by Save Our Sons. The founder of Save Our Sons is a beautiful human being. His son was obviously affected as well. That's where this came from. And he is pioneering this relentlessly. It is a family. The support network behind Save Our Sons is remarkable. And I like to say that my passion behind it is driven because I have a healthy boy. God's blessed me with a healthy kid. But what if he wasn't? Right? I would want to turn the world upside down for him. That's what Ellie's doing for his son, and that's why I'm behind the charity. So I'll share that. I said it's like a third family. It really is. My wife, I proposed to her at the gala dinner of the charity. Oh, wow. So the charity holds a phenomenal gala dinner every year. You should come to one of them. At a gala dinner 5 years ago, Actually, sorry, I got this wrong. I'm going to get killed 7 years ago. I got up on stage in front of 900 people.
Time flies.
It sure does.
Fun. It only looks like 5, but it's been 7.
Thank you for saving me. Thank you.
Right there.
I got on stage and I proposed to Rita at the charity in front of 900 people. So
wow.
It is very deep
You're lucky
to us.
she said yes.
Yes, I'm very lucky.
Imagine otherwise standing on the...
100%. So look, there's no one charity that is greater than the other.
Yeah.
And this is a rare disease charity. I think there's over 6,000 rare disease charities out there. It is what I chose. It is what is very dear to me. And I absolutely hold no reservations in putting it out there and sharing with everybody that if you don't have a methodology or a charity that you give back to, do consider Save Our Sons. Look them up, look at the website. Get to know more about it. It is a beautiful, beautiful charity that I'm very proud to be a part of.
Oh, look, that sounds amazing. I mean, it's very tragic, the story that it's 100% fatality, which is, this really a hard thing for any parent or anybody to have to deal with that. But also the knowing, so you get diagnosed at 4 to 8 years old, then even though you live till 30, the whole time there's as
a parent,
that it's coming.
You know it's coming.
It's coming. It's really
that's huge.
sad. Yeah,
that's huge. There's so much involved. I mean, the children is a major aspect, but we forget the parents are suffering.
Yes. Yeah.
The siblings.
Yes.
Right. The siblings suffer. So normally you don't think of those things. So the charity is phenomenal. Is that it considers the pressure that the mums and the dads go through. It considers what the siblings are going through.
Yes.
It is very difficult going through life knowing.
That your sibling is going through this,
Or as a parent that you're going to be burying your son. It is very confronting.
That is the worst thing that can happen to a parent.
Confronting.
Yeah, it's very confronting.
So that's where our hunger and drive for it comes from.
Yeah. Look, thank you for sharing the story.
Thank you for allowing me.
But what I'm thinking we should do is when you have your major sponsorship, we should raise funds for charity at that event.
I love it.
And imagine we have 10% of all of our profits going to various charitable causes.
That's amazing.
And we always support different things, and usually we change it up depending on who the keynote presenter is or what the event is about, and we do something. So we'll definitely do that next year for the Ishaks event.
That'll be wonderful.
We will raise some funds. We've raised a lot of money at many of our events.
Thank you.
So let's do that together.
Love it.
That'll be good.
I'm in.
Because the Imagine community is quite strong and supportive of one another.
Oh, it's massive.
And they always support various good causes. So
thank you. I think awareness is very important.
Yeah. And we might do a little auction or something like that.
Yeah.
Have a few nice rounds of golf that people always bid for.
No, that sounds great. Thank you.
That sounds good. Yeah, let's work on that together. Absolutely.
Thank you.
That'll be amazing.
Yep.
So tell us a bit. You've talked a lot about your Ishaks family. You've talked a lot about the Save Your Sons family. Tell us a bit about your family.
Of course.
What do you go home to? Who was in your family?
So I have 3 beautiful, crazy daughters at home. I have a 20-year-old boy who helps me become as a second father to them.
Yeah.
And I've got a beautiful wife by the name of Rita. So Rita and I met at work.
Yes.
She came to work for me. And then I decided I like her so much, so I kept her and I married her. So that's how that came about. And then we've got 3 girls under 6. So I've got a 6-year-old, Charlize. I've got a 4-year-old, Mia, who was born on my birthday, so that's pretty special. And then Madison is 20 months. And then Josiah is 20. He's now working with me in the office in the marketing team.
Yes.
And a very, very good young man. Particularly in today's day and age. It's very difficult raising children today, as you can probably imagine.
Totally agree.
Josie has been a really great help with his little sisters. So I've got an interesting journey ahead of me, Raj. I've got 3 girls I've got to deal with in the next 10 years.
I know, in another 21 years you'll be free.
Yes.
Because how old is the young one? 20?
The youngest is 20 months. So
there you go. Yeah.
Yep.
I always say my daughter's 22.
Yep.
And I'm not free yet. So.
Are you ever?
Nah, never.
Yep.
Never. So, because she's just been applying for university and something or the other is always happening in their lives. But I think what is really special is being able to work with them.
Yeah.
Because my daughter comes along, we have a big golf event tomorrow, Cricket Legends Golf Day, and she's going to be there at the registration desk giving out scorecards and everything. So it's really nice to be able to work with your children, I think.
100%.
It's amazing.
It's a blessing.
Yes, absolutely. So look, it's been fantastic to have you on the podcast, to hear about your journey, your story, and hear about all your families. And I very much look forward to working with you more closely over the coming year and supporting your charity at our next event.
thank you. I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you for the privilege of being a part of the networking at Imogen. I do remember coming to the first dinner that I came to, and I think that's really when I realized what you're about. The people that you surround yourself with has been a testament to yourself. So thank you for allowing me to be a part of them. We're excited to see what 2026 brings.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Appreciate it.